This is Ryan with GameRoomSolutions.com, and today I'm excited to show you our virtual pinball machine. We've had a lot of guys asking for this, and frankly I just wanted one, so now we'll offer it. It's similar to our bar top kits. It comes with the Photoshop file so you can lay out your graphics. We can print them for you, of course. We can put them on ahead of time. We have videos showing you how to do it. We'll also have previous customer designs that you can choose from. It's black, double-sided black melamine, so you won't have to paint anything. Comes with the full cam lock system, so it goes together similar to IKEA furniture. And it has a full hinge system, which I'll show you. This is the setup video, so we're going to go through and do the setup. Just to show off the machine a little bit here. It is a 27-inch playfield and an 18.5-inch back box. It does come with the Plexiglas, so for the button panel it's a light plex so you can see your graphics through it. For the playfield in the back box, it's a dark plex or a smoked plex, so that way you can't see around the monitor, but the monitor itself will shine through. And this is our quietest room in the house, so this is where I'm setting this thing up before it goes to the permanent game room. So you can see the way this is designed, you'll be able to see it. It's all slotted out, so then the plex will fit in, the T-molding holds it down. It's a slick kit. I think you guys are going to like it, so let's show a few more things here. So a couple things I want to show here real quick is the back. So you can see here that it's just there's a hinge for the top, so that door comes down, and then it's also hinged so you can have easy access into the back if you need something quick. In addition, I don't have this locked right now, so for the bottom. But the other thing I want to show you here is the bottom is also hinged. So therefore you can access, if you need to actually get into the cabinet, you can access it that way. You can lock it on the back so the bottom doesn't open. But I wanted to show you guys that as well, and all of this is in the setup video. And again, to show the, just some basic pinball functionality, so I can add my coins here. Start the game. So it's going to start up. A lot of you guys have seen virtual pinball. I'm not going to show it off. We have a full blog showing you how to set all this up on your PC, so you'll be able to go through and set up tables. I only have a couple set up so far. Here's my plunger. And I'm going to do this one-handed, but you can see there, I got a nudge and a flipper on each side. It's got, you could have done the third screen here, but I wanted to keep this somewhat simple, so you can see it's got the what would be the speakers there, and then the DMD built into that second screen. Connects it out of that, and like I said, I just have a few tables set up now, but we'll have a guide showing how to get it all put together. So you can just go from table to table as it boots up. So again, I can pop that and say, yep, I'll play the game. Oh, I'm so pumped I have this thing. So you can see there, loads up the table. Again, I can add my coins. And then start. And there's my ball. Hold down the plunger. And again, everything's working. So this is a setup video, so now I'm going to go through the full setup on how this thing goes together. We have videos to show you how to do the Photoshop as well. Alright, so let's start building our virtual pinball machine here. You can see here there's quite a few pieces. There's the sides for the back box. You can see everything's grooved out for where the plexiglass is going to go. The back, the two monitor boards you'll need. This is a 2-monitor system. Here's the front panel here. The bottom for the box. Here's the back. You can see everything is pre-ready for the hinge system that we have put in this. All the hardware is going to come with it. This is one of the sides, so you can see where the hinges are going to go, so we can have access to everything. Here's the bottom right there, so it's ready for a couple speakers and a fan. And again, you can see where there's some little holes there, so it's going to be easier to get the screws in, and everything goes where it is. So let's get started. Okay, if you added the graphics package, that's where we're going to start. It's just easier to get the graphics on at the beginning. It's going to come with the two sides, as you see, like the informational card that'll be right at the front of the machine. The very front there, so you can see where my buttons are going to be. We have templates for all of this that come included whenever you purchase the kit, so you can do all the layouts however you want. We have another video that shows you how to do fades and layouts, and if you're using Photoshop, or you can use GIMP or some kind of free program to do this. So we're going to go ahead and put the artwork on first. Okay, what I want to show you here is the artwork itself is about 1/8 to 1/4 inch bigger than the board. So that's going to give us a little bit of play when we put this thing together. So let's start with the sides. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that the board is really clean. So just take a clean, damp rag, and we're just going to make sure that we get all of the anything that's on it off of it, so it's nice and clean. You could also take a piece of tape after you do this and, you know, kind of hit it just to make sure that there's no debris, because if you have debris, you'll have some bubbles, or you know, you'll be able to see the debris underneath the artwork. So there's a couple ways to do this. I used to always just kind of take the back off and then lay it on like this. The guys in the shop that are smarter than me actually have a better way to do this. If you're not comfortable doing the graphics yourself, you don't have to. You can just pay us a little bit of extra and we'll do the labor to put it on. So for you just start assembling whenever you get the kit. But what we're going to do here is go ahead and we'll start with this left side. We're just going to peel the backing off. This stuff's super durable. It's Aerograss. It's high quality. So you can actually take it off and put it on several times if you needed to. But we're going to get this. So that's the sticky side right there. It's just a big sticker. So again, make sure that our board's clean. So the key here too is make sure that you're doing it on the right side. You can see here this is the inside with all of the hinge marks there. But essentially, one easy way to do this, remember we have about 1/4 inch of play, is you can just line up the bottom here about 1/4 inch and then just put it down like that. Flip it over and you can rub any bubbles out. Make sure that you're covering the board, that there's plenty of feed. And that's how you put that on. It seems like here at the top, let me look a little closer. Yeah, I'm about perfectly even with the top. So I really wanted a little bit more bleed than that, but that'll probably work. But just in case it didn't, to show you how durable this stuff is, I can just peel it off, lay it down, and replace it. So don't feel intimidated by this stuff. You can see it has the application tape on there. Alright, so let's just lay it down again and get it exactly how we want it. So again, I'm going to come line up these corners how I need it. In fact, I think my guys do it from the side. Should have had them show you how to do this. But put it down, flip it over. So you can see here I got some air in that. I didn't quite hit it how I wanted to, but we'll check. The bleed looks good this time. So again, how durable the stuff is, I can just peel that up, and now that I'm lined up, just lay it right back down. So the key here is I'm really showing you guys. It's a lot smoother whenever other guys do it, but I'm showing you as probably a newbie too, how easy this stuff is. So the bleed looks good going around. It's on straight. So what we're going to do now is just peel off the application tape. So right here in the corner, just start there. There we go. So just kind of hold down the artwork itself, and we'll peel off the application tape. So again, that's it right there. If you see a few more bubbles, you can take a dry rag. Again, I'm just kind of doing this rough so you can really see how durable that it is. But don't take it all the way off. Once you get the application tape off, you'll get in trouble there because you won't be able to get it back on. But you could just pick it up and just make sure that these bubbles go out. The bubbles should just go out if you push it, because again, this has got the Aerograss in it. I heard a couple there. But again, you can just kind of work it on however you need to. hold it up in a light, just get some angles on it. Everything should be good. So also double check that your holes, you can actually hold this up to the light. You won't be able to see it in the deal. I have a button here that says nudge and flipper on my side, so you can see on the artwork it says that. I just make sure the holes are lined up. You can, again, hold it up to light. You'll be able to see through your artwork to make sure that's lined up perfect. Then what you're going to do, watch the surface. Now, you will scratch the artwork if you don't have a decent surface to work off of. In fact, when I build this, I'm going to lay some kind of thin towel down or something to protect it. Take a knife and then just trim it out. Going around. Should trim right out for you. So make sure you guys can see that. So again, that bleed makes it nice where you have a little bit of play there to put it on. So I can trim this out. I'm trying to do it. You can see. So then you can see it's just coming right off. There's that. So it's a little close on the top, but it should work out perfect. And again, I'm not a pro, but you can see that. There you go. Looks perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put on the other pieces. Okay, so now I got the artwork on. You can see here again the Photoshop files. Templates come with this, so it's pretty easy to lay it out. That's the two back box. The front paneling, so exit, pause, coin, play, plunger. You can put launch there, whatever you wanted to do. And again, as you're doing this, make sure that wherever the cam screws or cam locks or grooves are, that's on the inside because you won't see any of that. And then that's the outside. Everything's done for T-molding. I'm going to go ahead and probably do, at some point early, I'll do the T-molding on these two. Don't do the T-molding on these because we have to put the plex in there first into the slot, and then the T-molding will help hold that in. So this is the artwork package right here. Now we're going to get started assembling the cabinet. Alright, so this is the left side of the unit. We're going to build everything off of it. You can see I laid down some kind of protective something. So lay something down so you don't mess your artwork up on the other side. A couple things that you'll have here. Again, this goes together like a key of furniture, so it's going to be way easier than any kind of glue. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. So you have your normal cam screws, which are going to go into the unit. And then in other places you'll have the locks themselves. When it goes in, you just turn it right and it puts it together. It also comes with all the hinges to do the doors, and you'll see how those work later. So what I'm going to do is on this left side, I'm going to come here. If you use a drill, be careful because you don't want to drill it all the way through. It will make things faster, but the hole's already there to do the hole's already there, so you can just do it with the standard Phillips head screwdriver if you want to. It's just a little faster, so just be easy whenever you get right to the board. Okay, so there's the cam screws. Now I'm going to come through, and you can see where the circle is. The circle's going to go in the circle. There's already two screw holes here, so that'll correspond with these two screw holes. Okay, so we're going to start assembling some of the pieces here. All of the shorter pieces will be the piece for the play-filled box here. So you can see here that I have my groove. This is going to be the top piece that actually you'll use some wing nuts that come with it to secure it to the back box. This one does have the cam locks on the top side because they're not going to be seen anyhow. So I can go ahead and put this one on. I'll come through and put the cam lock in a minute. You won't be able to see that anyways from that angle. It's probably best to go ahead and mount the monitor to the board. But for now, I'm just going to kind of show you how this thing goes together. And then I'll come back in and put all the hardware on. So it lines up. Believe it or not, this usually is with a flathead screwdriver. We'll go in there and turn these really well. Or a nice Phillips head. So put in there. Just tighten it down like that. You can see that I got all of the, that was in my way, that I went ahead and screwed in all of the hinge system here. This is so it's easy access to get everything. You can see there's the two pre-drilled holes there. So I can bring these down and just line them up with the holes. Make sure it's lined up before you really tighten everything down. And that's going to make that quick and easy work there. So I'll grab some of these screws and go ahead and secure the bottom here. And try to line it up right in the middle. That's where it should be CNC'd too. So you can see I'll have room to go ahead and mount my motherboard and all that right here towards the back of the unit. So the speakers will go up in the front. And since there's a pre-drilled little hole there, you don't need any kind of drill bit or anything. It'll just go right in. So same thing here on the back box. So again, it's all about easy access into this thing. So I'll just line up the holes. Then I have two other pieces I need to do, the two with the artwork on them. So one, this will be at the front of the machine. So I'm going to set it, hopefully you guys can see that right there. That one's going to go right there. Make sure it's facing with your artwork the correct way. It can actually go either way. So I will put that on and tighten that in. Hopefully you guys can see. And then for this front piece with the artwork, you'll actually want to take your knife, and where your holes are, you'll just make an X for your buttons. We'll do that on the sides as well, just to show you how this goes here. Okay, real quick here, I'll go in depth on the wiring. I also have a full guide on how to set up your computer and how to download all the tables and get the front end set up and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have a blog and a video showing how to do that. But real quick, while I'm putting this together, I'll go ahead and put the buttons in. You can get our button kits. It'll come with, you can do either LED button, so it's LED standard button, LED with the chrome trim, or of course you can just do the standard buttons here. And again, I'll show you how all this gets wired up. You just have your bulb. It's going to fit into the unit here. Polarity does matter on there when you connect it, but I'll show that later. Then you have your micro switch. So what you're going to do is just take the red on that side, on the lower side, put that in right there, so you can see how that goes. And then it's actually going to go in your button and click like that. That's how it'll lock on there. So what I'm going to do here is, this comes with all the plex and everything that you need. I'll go into more depth as we go through. So this does have plex for the front, just to protect that, because that'll probably take the most abuse with people. It's double-sided paper, of course CNC cut with all of it. So you can just peel it off. See there? Peel off one side, peel off the other. Be careful when you clean this. You'll want to clean this real good before you put it on, so there's nothing between this and the artwork. But if you use any kind of water or anything, just make sure it's really dry. That's going to lay on there. I'll get it all cleaned up and put it on there, but you can see it lines up with it. And then what you're going to do is just punch your buttons through, like that. And then on the back side, you'll just take the nut, screw it on, so it's all secure there. Make sure that whenever you're tightening it down that your artwork is lined up. You can see how it's off on this side. That's just because that's too tight. I can take it out and make sure that's lined up whenever you actually tighten the button down, and that the button's in the center, like that. And then again, you'll just come through whenever we do the wiring, and you'll pop those in, and those will just secure in there. It'll actually click. So that's how that do. I'll go ahead and get that cleaned up and get the buttons put in here as well. So I'll do that now. So real quick, so I got the front on, I got the top piece on, you can see it over there, front on, the top piece on. I went ahead and put the monitor thing in, the top, I got these, but just to show you how easily this is going to open and shut. It goes a little far right now, we're going to fix that, but it'll stay. It's got a handle to open it up. Same thing with the back as well. So that way, it's actually going to end up shutting like that once we put it together here. But that's going to make it super easy that you can put the unit on its side. Remember to protect the artwork. And then you're going to have a lot of access. One, from the back if you just need to work on your computer, which will be right in here. Or two, if you need to go ahead and open it. So if you want to change lights on buttons or check something there, access your speakers, or if you put a fan right here, it's all going to be easy access. So real quick here, I'm going to go ahead and put this bottom box together, even though we haven't put the electronics in. I went ahead and took the other side, and you can see that I put the cam screws in where they go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this together. It'll just drop right in. Oops, I missed one there. Toss that screw in again. Everything's all CNC'd out, so it's just real quick to get it put together. Go ahead and make sure all that stuff is lined up as you go through. I'll get that top together again. So I'm going to go ahead and come through here, put the cam locks in, and then set this thing up so you can take a look at it. Alright, so the cam locks are in. Put up the bottom first. It'll go a little further than you want it to, but we got to put something in to lock it down. So you can see that shuts fine. Now again, be careful with your artwork. This goes down. And so now you can kind of start to get an idea of what it's going to look like here. And again, we got easy access. So you can see I put the cam screws in on the top. There's that. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put something here so we can, when it shuts, that it'll fasten up. So I'm going to go ahead so you guys can see. I'm going to turn the box around and we'll put the locks in so that when you shut it, it shuts nice and tight. It goes as far as it's supposed to. Okay, so let's talk about how we're latching this system together. It's going to come with, and it's pre-drilled out for, a couple of these latches. So you can see here now that I've installed them. They actually click shut and it will hold shut. So I'm going to open this up. On the door itself, you'll have that piece, and then up in the cabinet, you'll have the hinge. And again, that's pre-drilled out like everything else. We'll have little starter holes for you. And then on the back, it comes with a magnetic latch. So you can see there, once you install that, now it won't shut further than it's supposed to. And also when you shut these doors, they won't hit each other right there. So overall, let me see if I can move this. So overall, the bottom box here is pretty much assembled. What we're going to do next is go ahead and install the monitor, the speakers, the motherboard, all those pieces, and start getting everything hooked up, and then we'll work on the back box. Okay, so let's talk about electronics. I just got some in here so you can kind of see how everything should fit. You can put this in here however you want with whatever you decide to get. So for the 4-inch speakers, I just got some little 4-inch speakers, screwed those directly in. It's going to run speaker wire into a small amp of some kind. Small amp will run into the motherboard, just like a 3.5 millimeter audio cable. I put this towards the back so that way I could open up and adjust the volume, even though I'll have it set up where there's probably a hotkey that I can push to adjust volume from the front or do it from a wireless keyboard. It easily fits a micro ATX board. So there's a micro ATX board. There's also going to be room if you need to, if you want a video card in there. I'm just going to use the onboard for this. Power supply, I put the power supply, I just kind of mounted it in here like this, but that way the fan's actually blowing out of the holes at the bottom. And then of course a power strip in there as well that I did down. The next thing I did is I mounted up the monitor. This is for a 27-inch monitor. One thing I noticed is actually the power cord ran a little bit behind this board. So you guys probably don't have the luxury. I got a big badass CNC machine, so I can just throw the change the file up and have it cut out the new board. You can modify this yourself. I am going to go ahead and start shipping this board because it doesn't matter which direction this turns. You won't see this board. You can hack it up. You can do whatever you need for it to fit. But I'll send the version that has this cut out. That way you could rotate it any way that you wanted to if there is something blocking connections. It'll just make it easy. But again, you could just take a little hacksaw and hack this up however you want. No one will see that board. It's behind the monitor. So it's hard to plan for all the different monitors that guys are going to use, but I'll send this version because it works with this monitor, and then I'll also put in the comments which monitor this is. It's a 27-inch. I think it's around 180 bucks. It was a good deal. The back board is an 18.5-inch. It was around 80 bucks. So I'm trying to keep this thing where the cost is down. I know if you've priced these out there, you've seen them, you know, sometimes up to $7,000 for a full size one. This thing's going to be awesome. And I don't have all the specific shit on what everything's going to cost, but my goal is, you know, similar to our bar top arcades. This might be a little more because instead of Raspberry Pi, you're running a full board. But, you know, I would think with the monitors, because you have to add the monitors and you have to add all of your electronics, right? We just do the buttons, and then we'll have the little USB board, and that'll go into your motherboard, and then of course the cabinet and the graphics. So you add your monitor and add your electronics, but hopefully this whole thing you can get somewhere around $600, $700, $800. And then as your buddies come over, or neighbors come over, anyone else, they'll come over and offer you $2,000 or $3,000 for it. So you just let it go out the door and then build you another one. So anyways, this is how I set up the electronics in here. We sell these little standoffs if you want to get some standoffs to raise it up if you don't have some. Again, I just use cable ties and screwed those to the board. Make sure and don't screw through just to kind of hold everything in place. But you can see there's a lot of room in here for how this is set up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish mounting up, put the side back on, get this bottom box completed, then we'll start working on the top box. Okay, just to show you now that I got the monitor mounted it in, kind of what everything's looking like. Right here. The one thing I'd suggest, I mean, you can get your monitor in perfect and tighten it down, but if you just kind of have it in there, then you can move it once you get it set up exactly where you want it, because it'll slide with the way that is. So you can see here there's grooves in the wood, and that's for the plexiglass. And I'm going to offer a couple different kinds of plexiglass, still settling in on this. That'll fit in that groove. This is actually it's a double-sided paper, just like before you peel it off, and you can see I got a lot of dust here because I'm at the shop, but this is actually dark tinted glass, so you can't tell really from this, but you can actually, the monitor still comes through really well. It's just it kind of blacks everything out around it, which I really like. So we'll probably offer that in, and some clear plexi. I'm not sure if I'll offer the plexi or just offer this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just make sure that this is in the grooves and that it fits, just even if you have to kind of pop them in a little bit. I can't do it with one hand here, but I'm going to pick it up, put it in, and then I'm going to go ahead and run the T-molding. Because see, what's going to happen is that plex is going to fit right down in that groove, and then the T-molding is going to come and it's going to hold this down, and that's how we're going to do that. Then you'll have a strip of T-molding across the front as well. So I'll go ahead and get that in place and then do the T-molding. Okay, so real quick on the T-molding. I just started at the bottom here. Just take a hammer, slightly hit it. It'll be nice and tight. When you get up to a corner or a groove, peel it back and take your knife. Hopefully you guys can see that. But just cut some of that tongue out. I cut about an inch out right there. And that's how you can get it to go around turns how you want to. So you can see there. And if it doesn't quite go, then you can just do a little bit more. Make sure your hammer is not damaging it. And then you guys can see that. But I'll just continue to go down the cabinet, putting that on. And then at the end, I'll cut it off. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the T-molding now. You should be able to see. See now the T-molding is covering up the glass and how the glass is going in there, so that's by design. So I'll go ahead and get the T-molding on now. And again, since that monitor is a little loose, I can always just open this back door and kind of, you know, wiggle it into place, or you can just have it as tight as you want if you think you're going to get it perfect. So I'll go ahead and finish putting on the T-molding now. Alright, so now to show you, I got the T-moldings on the unit here. So it just looks nice and clean all the way through. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is build the back box. So we'll get started on that now. Alright, so let's build the back box. You'll start by taking your sides and putting the cam screws in on both sides. We're going to build this thing on the left. So you can see where the groove is here. That's where the plexiglass is going to go. So what you're going to want to do is you can start with the bottom. I'll actually turn this around so you can see it. So we'll go ahead and put the bottom in here. And again, don't over tighten the cams. Just get them where they're tight so everything squares up. Then I went ahead and already mounted the monitor and ran the cables. So what you're going to want to do here is take your cables and go ahead and run them through the bottom. So however you're going to hook it up. It's a DVI cable or HDMI or just RGB or whatever. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop the monitor there. Again, this is the bottom where the cables are going. So we'll take a couple cam screws. Make sure you guys can see that. Straighten that up. We'll tighten it. Don't mind my washer job there. I'll include shorter screws. This is just so I can keep going. Showing you guys how this works. In fact, I'm not sure if the back door will close with that, but just to keep going tonight. Alright. So we'll put that in there. So you guys can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and since I can access the front still, I can put the cam lock in right here. Let me turn this around so you guys can see it. So you can see I put a cam lock in the front, and then I'm also going to put one right here in the back. Like that. Now what we're going to do is make sure your plex is real clean. I'm at the shop, so it's a little dirty regardless, but the plex is just going to slide right in the grooves. Like that. And then you will put this in here, like that. Make sure that the plex goes in the groove. And then around the back here again, I will put the cam locks in. So the, right there for the side. And then for the monitor. So for the monitor here. Right there, and then there's one more over here on this side right there. You can also see now for the sides there's T-molding grooves, so you go ahead and run T-molding all the way around on both of those. We'll run T-molding all the way around on the sides and then across the front here. To do that, so I'll put that T-molding in, we'll run the wires. So the wires come out of the bottom, that's going to line up, they can go right in there. You can see right here we're going to have 2 1/4 inch, or they'll be long screws 1/4 inch with wing nuts that'll go through here so we can fasten that on. So I'm going to go ahead and put the T-molding on and fasten it to the machine. Alright, I'm not going to actually get to show you how to put on the back in the video just because of these stupid long screws I have. That'll be fixed in your kit, they'll be the right size screws. I don't have any, and I want to finish up this video, but so that's going to fit right in there. You can see it fits fine. It's going to come with a couple hinges, so you'll just put the hinges on the bottom, screw it into the bottom here, and screw it into here, and same thing over here and here. You'll get 2 of those, and then it's also going to come with a little lock system. So you're going to take this side of the lock, and you'll put it somewhere up here on the top. And then you'll take the bar there that locks it in, just like a normal pinball machine, and go ahead and stick it there, and that way you can lock that in. Then you can unlock it, and it'll unhinge open for easy access. So that's how the back's going to go on. Again, I'm not going to do it in this video because I got to finish up. I want to finish this thing up so I can get playing it. I did go ahead and put the T-molding on these sides. So you can see here, the sides are now covered in the T-molding. And I'm about to do the front, and then put this thing together. And again, you can see all the dust. That's just because I'm at the shop. Your stuff will be all clean. So I'll put that on now. Alright guys, we're almost through with this. So I went ahead and put the back box on the play field here. Just pulled the cables through. Comes with a couple of these like carriage bolts and a wing nut. So the easiest way to do this is to come up under the bottom. There's already the pre-drilled holes, of course. And then you can just line up the back box like that. You'll put the wing nut on, and I can just tighten it down, so it'll be easy to get it off too. And then same thing on the other side, there's just a couple of these to hold it on. Fits right through there. And again, the back door, you'll have access to this. In fact, it's probably easier to go ahead and put this on and then put the back door on, but whatever order you want to do it's fine. So if I can get there we go. I'm trying to get it where you guys can see it. That's it. So tighten that down, and again, this door just shuts right there. So I'll turn this thing around and give you one final view of it. At the beginning of the video, I'll actually show it hooked up and playing. There'll be another video showing you how to hook up the controls, and then also configuring software if you haven't done it. You know, with Future Pinball or Pinball FX. Virtual Pinball. I'll show you how to set up all those so you can add as many tables as you want to this thing, and have something that probably nobody that you know has. Alright, so there it is, fully assembled. Took me, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 hours to get it assembled, putting the art and everything on. So again, Photoshop files come with it, all the hardware to put it together, all the hinging systems. We print the art. We can put the art on for you ahead of time. We sell the controls. We'll show you how to configure all of those. But this is it. This thing is awesome. Now I'm going to take it home and get it cleaned up and get everything running, and I'll shoot some videos around that. And again, a 27-inch playfield, 18.5-inch back glass. I got to put the buttons in the side still, which, just like we talked about, you'll just cut the X right here where the hole already is, and then put the buttons in, and we'll configure that. But I'll do that in another video. I'll probably go ahead and add a power button to this as well. So the version you get, I'll probably have a power button somewhere, and I have another video already that shows you how to connect a power button up to the motherboard. So this is it. GameRoomSolutions.com, our new virtual pinball machine. There's not anything that I know of really out there like it that's going to go together the way that this is. Visit our website, like our video. Thanks.